Yes. Hello everyone. So my name is Priya. I've been working as a demandware developer since last 5 years, and currently I'm working as a lead developer in my organization. So, is anyone acquainted with what is Salesforce Commerce Cloud? What is Salesforce Commerce Cloud? Can anyone, tell me if they have any idea about what is Salesforce Commerce Cloud? No one? Okay. So Salesforce Commerce Cloud is a tool or a SaaS platform that is used to develop e-commerce website. Do anyone know what is software as a service or SaaS product? Guys, no one?
No, Priya, this is Kavita here, but just I have been worked on e-commerce platform as a seller and as well as we have our own e-commerce portal for my company, previous company which I worked.
Okay. Nice. So actually, yeah. So someone in the chat has mentioned it's a software app. Yes. It's delivering software to a customer. So software and applications are hosted on the internet and delivered to the customer who pay for their access. So software updates are performed in the platform itself without customer invitation and all. So in SFCC also it's a SaaS product. So all the demandware or SFCC clients, they pay a monthly fees to Salesforce Commerce Cloud for utilizing that applications. So let me share my screen. I'll show you how is the demandware architecture. Is everyone acquainted with what is e-commerce tools, like e-commerce building tools? Like there are various e-commerce building tools in the market. Someone has raised a hand, like I can see.
Hey, hi Priya, this is Balakrishna. Actually, we need to learn Commerce Cloud. What is the predefined language? Like in Salesforce, we have a Apex, right? For this also, there is specific languages.
Basically, see, the client side is handled by jQuery, and the server side is similar to Express and JS.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so SFCC is very different from other Salesforce platform. Like you don't have Apex, you don't have Lightning, and all those things right now in Salesforce Commerce Cloud Demandware. I'm talking about the B2C part, the one we are discussing on Demandware. So client side we use jQuery and server side it's JS.
Priya, do we need any technical background for this? Since actually I'm completely into operations and end user part. I never have any technical background. Just I know about SQL. That's it. Apart from that, so is there anything required to go into before learning about SFCC?
So you can say in SFCC there are two kind of role. One is the administration role or the merchandising role, and one is the developer role. So in the developer part, as every developer, software developer needs a little bit of background on, or having great implementation and logical reasoning and all, so that they can code in the required language. Language is not a barrier. If you know, you can understand the language in 2 days, but yeah, logical reasoning and coding is a must thing. But for the merchandising part, where you have to so in every e-commerce site, if you go through Amazon, Flipkart, and various other e-commerce site, you see, right, there are various you know uh, promotions, catalogs, products,
Yeah.
CMS, and contents, right?
Yes.
So, and also discounts are according to various customer groups. So all these things are managed using SFCC, using business manager, which is like org, like similar to org that you'll see in other Salesforce platform. So in SFCC business manager, you have to configure all those datas for for reflecting it in storefront, or for the backend people or the server people to gather information on what the products must be there on the site, and if there is any promotions. So that part is not technical, it's completely a basic English language kind of thing, where you just need to add and fetch some data and put some values. So yeah, so if you're working on merchandising part, no technical background is required, but however, if you're working on development part, a little bit of technical uh, knowledge is needed. Is it clear?
Yeah. Yes, Priya.
Yeah. Any other question?
Priya, last question from my side. See, currently I'm working as a Salesforce Sales Cloud. Okay. Actually, I'm planning to
Okay.
move to Salesforce Commerce Cloud. So for that,
Yeah.
I'm having Apex and Lightning Web Components, all this technical stuff. So is it useful? Because if the Salesforce Commerce Cloud needs to move into like a functionality, right? So they are changing any like a Apex class, all these things, or else they need to follow
No,
standard.
currently, uh, Apex class and Lightning Web Component and all these things are not required in SFCC Demandware. We do have LWC in B2B commerce, that is Lightning B2B, but we don't have in B2C, that is Demandware, we don't have Apex Cloud and Lightning Web Component. But yeah, so Salesforce is working on a lot of changes, and you see a lot of changes made by Salesforce every other day. So yeah, so maybe in future, probably in few months, there might be a thing that they are changing it to Apex class, and all these things they are introducing in SFCC, so that there can be uniformity across all the Salesforce platform.
Okay, thank you.
I see a message like not audible. So, am I not audible?
No, it's clear actually.
Sorry.
It's clear, Priya. There's no issues.
Okay, so I mean, like I'm audible, right? So, Yogesh, just a second. Might be an issue. Uh, any other questions from anyone else? Okay, so I'll take that as a no, and I'll proceed ahead. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know when you all can see my screen. Let me know when you all can see my screen.
Yes, Priya.
Yeah. So this is Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Just a second. This is the Salesforce Commerce Cloud architecture. So in Salesforce Commerce Cloud, what we have is we have a pod. So the data centers and all can have multiple pods, and that is point of delivery. So from there we have run. So in our SFCC architecture, in a single run, what we have is various sandboxes, which are PIG instances sandboxes and secondary instance sandboxes. So each run consists of one PIG and one SIG sandboxes. Now SIG sandboxes are called as developer sandbox. Like to do your coding and everything, we do require sandboxes. So those sandboxes are not as powerful as primary instance group. So that those sandboxes are known as secondary instance uh, group sandboxes, whereas primary instance group PIG sandboxes, they are quite powerful, and those are development, staging, and production. So development is used for doing testing and everything. So staging, so what happens is when we are replicating code or content, everything is first pushed to staging, and from the staging, the data are transferred to development and production. So replication happens from staging to production and staging to development. So and production is the normal site, as everyone knows. So this is what SFCC architecture is currently. We have a pod, and each pod will contain one or more run. Each run will have one primary instance, one secondary instance. And obviously the servers, like data centers, are servers where all the data and all are hosted.
So development and all will be in SIG only, right, Priya?
Sorry?
A development part, initial stages and sprints, SIG only will take care, right?
Yeah, so developers actually use SIG instance, that is SIG instance sandboxes to develop, and then the codes are replicated to or the PIG instances using Jenkins and other building tools. Is it clear?
Yeah, yes.
What is the question of Chandralekha? Where will ODS contain in PIG or SIG? What do you mean by ODS in terms of SFCC?
On-demand sandboxes.
Okay. So do you know what is on-demand sandboxes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So actually on-demand sandboxes are SIG sandboxes and only. So supposedly it's a very complex project, and initially when we are getting a run, so there are only 5 secondary instance group sandboxes that are provided in a run, and one development, one staging, and one production sandboxes. So supposedly, and we need more sandboxes, but just for certain interval of time, or maybe. So in that cases, what we can do is we can have on-demand sandboxes created by our admins, those who have access to those, provided the access to the Swagger Hub and all this thing. So they can create on-demand sandboxes. So this on-demand sandboxes utilize credits. Who was it? Like, can you please share your name? The one who was asking me about
Chandralekha.
ODA. Yeah, Chandralekha. So that time, so basically it provides, utilizes credits, and it depends upon how many credits you have utilized. Like how many times, whatever you're using is whenever that time only the credits are utilized. And when you are like deleting the sandboxes, you can delete it as well. That time the credits will not be utilized. And when you are stopping it, it will utilize fewer credits, like 0.3 credits. So that is what ODS comes into picture.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So anyone else have any other? Yeah, so basically ODS are under secondary instance group only. Anyone else have any other questions?
So Priya, you said Jenkins and all, right, from in primary PIG staging. So do we discuss Jenkins also here, or it is again separate?
Sorry, do we?
So primary instance group. So once staging is done while transferring from SIG to PIG, it will be. I mean,
Yeah, so
to bring
normally in every development phase or in the sprint, what we do is like normally we have developer like various branches, and we have develop branches, and develop branches pushes the code using Jenkins to this thing, right? Normally in every software system. So here also it's the same, like developers make the changes, they commit the changes, they create branches according to various features, and all the codes are then merged to develop or any other master branch or main branch that you all have created according to your project and requirements. And then from that master branch, using Jenkins and all, the code is deployed to staging instances, or sometimes we do it in development as well, but that is just but SFCC recommends us to do it on staging, and from there to push it on development and production. Because data, if you see the flow right here, so from data is moved from sandboxes to staging, and from staging to production, and staging to development. But from development to staging and development to production, production to staging, this flow cannot happen. It's only through staging to development and staging to production.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, any other question? I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah.
So you're taking the Salesforce, right? SFCC. Just
Yeah,
now I have
SFCC
joined. Can you
demand
please give me just a little bit summary? I've just now joined.
Okay, so SFCC, as its Salesforce Commerce Cloud and Demandware, formerly known as Demandware, is a software SaaS product which is primarily used for building e-commerce sites. So it's a e-commerce web development tool, or
Yeah.
e-commerce building, site building tool.
Yeah,
So I
I know
was
about the SFCC a little bit, but just I want to by doing this, can we able to can we able to do like creating our own site? Like, have you just teach us about us the sandbox?
I just gave them an architecture overview about what is sandbox. Like, it's similar to org, and all the data that we are needed, like the products and catalogs and promotions. That is something, all the feeds are stored in our sandboxes. And I just give them and how, till now we have not yet gone to the part where we need to create a site and all this thing. Today is just an overview of what is SFCC.
Yeah. So means while developing a site, you are going to use a sandbox, right?
Yeah, obviously I'll be using, because we can only create sites using sandboxes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So are you aware of Salesforce Commerce Cloud architecture and all?
Yes, I'm aware about that, and I also know some things about the sandbox. So I need to means clear my all the doubts whichever I need to work on, means whatever, just little bit doubt on that. So that's why I'm just asking that, are you referring that or not? Means, that
Yeah,
what
yeah,
to
yeah.
do.
We will work on everything like that.
Okay, means like B2C, all site you are developing, right?
Yeah, we
E-commerce
will
site.
work on both the development part and the business manager part. But if you have your own sandbox, that would be great. Like you can practice as well.
Yes, we have our own sandbox as well. So we
Yeah,
need to get more clear idea about that. That's why I'm asking about.
yeah, yeah. So we can have an interactive sessions of, you know, creating sites and, creating promotions and all and everything, and maybe assignments as well.
Okay. Means while teaching, you are taking the assignments for learning, right?
Yeah, so that you'll have a better idea about how these things work.
And while learning, are you providing any PDFs or any learning sources? It's learning
Not
material, any?
exactly. We don't have any study material in SFCC, to be very honest. We do have a documentation link, SFCC,
Mm-hmm.
that is Salesforce provided documentation link, and
Mm.
that is where we just look into. So I'll provide the documentation link if necessary, or I'll
Okay.
provide it after this class, so you all can
Mm.
look into it. But yeah, that is there.
Means no,
But
you are not providing any learning material from your side, right? You are referring that Salesforce side.
yes, so because there is actually no learning material, and all that knowledge that we have acquired
Mm-hmm.
is through
Okay.
uh, yeah, various years of experience.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Anyone else have any other question? Yes. Yes, so Chandralekha has shared the documentation link.
Yes, got that link.
Any other question? Okay. So basically, why e-commerce? So earlier there was brick and mortar system of trading and uh, that was like normally there were shops and people used to go to that physical shop and used to buy products. But nowadays, if you see, digitalization and e-commerce websites are increasing day by day. Every store is trying to make their e-commerce sites and channeling their you can say they're channeling their sales through various like e-commerce stores, their on physical stores and everything. But why e-commerce? Because with e-commerce, customer it has provided business a great lot of uh, benefits, you can say. Like they can take orders from all over the world. Basically, they don't need to set up their physical store out there, which would incur a heavy cost. Also, they can ship, that's what they can ship to multiple areas, and they can operate in 24 hours. Like in e-commerce stores, physical stores might not be open at 1 a.m. at night, but e-commerce stores are always available, right? So that is why e-commerce has increased rapidly, and there is a projection that e-commerce will be the next thing. Like every other stores or brick and mortar stores will be replaced with e-commerce stores. So in SFCC, what we had, so in SFCC also, where there were various version of Salesforce. So Salesforce Commerce Cloud tool. So actually earlier what we used to work on was pipelines and site genesis JavaScript controllers. So that was what SFCC had introduced earlier. So but since I said in my initial like starting of the tool that SFCC is making, Salesforce is making a lot of improvements and a lot of developments around Salesforce Commerce Cloud, and there are continuous developments happening across it. So what happened is, like, after as though there are multiple sites, even websites even now, that operate on site genesis JavaScript controller, but the new version is the Salesforce reference architecture. So Salesforce reference architecture is the new source. So whatever new sites that are created in SFCC, those are adopting the Salesforce reference architecture site, but they have not made the site genesis obsolete. So there are still sites that are running through site genesis, but probably they are also migrating to reference architecture, or new sites that are across SFCC, they are through SFRA. So why SFRA? Because SFRA has middleware functionality, and inheritance is one of the main feature in SFRA. So earlier what happened was, whatever changes we did in that same file, but now we are using inheritance, and we are customizing on top of that. So we have the base code as well as the child code, like the whatever changes we are doing, and it also follows mobile first architecture. So most of the e-commerce, like shopping, we do through our cell phones, right, normally. So currently people are scrolling the whole site through cell phones, so user experience in mobile should be well. So that is why SFRA has a mobile first architecture. So if you see why mobile first, 50% would not recommend a business with bad mobile site. 40% have turned to a competitor site after a bad mobile experience. And 25% have cursed at their phone when the site doesn't work. Okay. How Commerce Cloud is different from B2B commerce. So do you all understand the difference between business to business and business to consumer?
Yes.
Apart, so can you elaborate it? Like, can you briefly describe what is B2B and B2C? Because someone had a doubt, like, what is difference between how Commerce Cloud is different from B2B commerce? So basically, Salesforce Commerce Cloud or Demandware is B2C, and B2C is business to consumer, and B2B is a different type of commerce. So can you please explain, someone who had said yes, about what is the difference between B2B and B2C?
Yeah. So with the example, B2B is like one of the seller now, Nike. Nike is one of the business, and Amazon also is a business platform, which we call as a B2B business, and B2C is from Amazon to
No,
customer,
Amazon
which are
is
going
Amazon is a
portal
marketplace.
marketplace only.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. So let me give an example. So B2B and B2C. So the main difference is, when you have an store or a website, but you sell it to distributors. There are various e-commerce stores as well, or website as well, that does not directly sell to consumers directly. Like they sell to various distributors and various business, who in turn sells them to different consumers. So it follows from A to B to C, where A is the manufacturer and B is the distributor, wholesaler and all, and then C is the consumer. So that is called B2B, business to business. So here the purchaser is also a business people, and the manufacturer is also business. So here this kind of trade is business to business. And if the commerce website is channeling its sales directly to its customers, where the end users or the buyer is the customer, is the end user. Because in the second part, the buyer is not the end user, but here the buyer is the end user. So in this case, it is called business to consumer or B2C sites, like Levi's or various other sites, like you can say.
Nika.
And not Nika. Nika is a marketplace. Nika, Amazon, or Myntra is kind of marketplace where various sellers, they come across. It's not just one seller, it's multiple seller. They come and then they sell their products. Not Nika, but Adidas site, right? Adidas or Nike or different this kind of site, or some shopping site like Shopper Stop, Pantaloons. Yeah. Anyone have any doubt in what we have discussed so far? Is it clear? Like if you all have any doubt, you all can always speak up. If something is not clear, you can always speak up. Like just try to gather as much as information you can. Understand what is B2B, B2C. What is marketplace?
Clear, Priya.
Okay, so thank you.
Is the admin part similar to B2C and the B2B also? In the sense, the CPQ is the base for both of these.
No, actually B2B and B2C is different. In B2B, we have that lighting component where we have org and everything, but here we have sandboxes. The admin part is different.
Okay.
How many of you have worked in, B2B commerce on Salesforce or any other tool in this meeting?
I'm into SAP Ariba, Priya. So we are into B2B.
Hybris.
Sorry?
SAP Hybris?
No, SAP Ariba. Into procurement and
Okay.
supply chain management operations side.
Okay, ERP.
Yes.
Okay, anyone else who has so people who is anyone working on SFCC, Demandware, or B2B or B2C commerce out here? Like people who knew about OnDemand Sandboxes as well. Like, have you like learned it somewhere? Sorry.
Yes. I'm working on B2C.
Okay. Name?
Yogesh.
Okay. So you're working on SFRA or Site Genesis?
On SFRA.
Okay. Anyone else? What about you, Chandralekha? Like you were acquainted with ODS, so I think you're a little bit familiar about SFCC.
Not much, little concepts.
Okay. Okay. So this is what is legacy architecture model of Site Genesis. So there was model view controller. So even now we do have model view controller, but then there was no bulky templates, and model does not represent the data, no separation of concerns. But now with SFRA, we have made various modification. SFCC has made various modification, and the scalability, multi-tenant, and all these features have been are more top notch, and reliability is also there. And this is what SFRA model view controller is right now. So it follows MVC model. Controller is the part where all the business logic takes place. All the execution of the functionalities and whatever logic that we need, business logic, that we use helper class and controller class to execute that. And once it is done, models are created. Models are like JSON objects. And once that is done, we are sending it to view, which is the ISML file. So the ISML file is the rendering template for SFCC. So it's a do anyone have any idea on what is ISML?
ISML is like a HTML which is used in Salesforce Commerce Cloud. Means it's like a HTML, like a internet stored markup language, which is used to design the web pages.
Yeah, so this HTML pages are dynamic static, but using ISML pages, we can have dynamic contents and all.
Yes.
Yeah. So that is there, and that is the view part where user gets to see that. So this is what SFI architecture is. Anyone have any doubts on this?
Not clear.
Yeah. Do you all want to see the site, like basic reference architecture site that they have given?
Okay.
Okay, let me share a link with you all. Use that. Stop sharing my screen first. And in the chat. Outside Genesis. Yeah. So this one is the earlier legacy site Genesis site. And this is the new SFRA site. So you all can have a look on both the site and let me know which one is the. Just a second. Let me share my screen. Yeah. So this is the currently SFRA site that is provided by Salesforce Commerce Cloud before we make any changes. In this, if you see, we have, this is the home page, and we can configure the home page using content slots as well as page designer pages. So SFCC has this page designer pages where we can change the look and feel using it gives merchandisers and the client, the business, the flexibility to make changes in their website without any coding language knowledge. Like just drag and drop, they can change the whole look of the site. So this is the PLP page, the product listing page, where all the products are listed. Then we have refinements like colors. We have, all this filtering options, the sorting options. All these are defined in your SFCC sandbox on what refinements you want to show and all this. So this is the lazy loading. And once you go, this is the PTP page where you select the color, you select size, add product, go to basket, checkout. Yeah, so I've shared the link. You all can look into that.
Yeah, looking.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes, audible.
Yes.
Means how much course duration is fee regarding there is no.
So you can find the course content.
Yes, in which there is no mention any means fee regarding that like that on course content.
Just a second. Kishore is, can you share the course content? Let me share it in the chat. You all can have a look on what is the course content. Let me share my screen.
Yes, okay.
Just a second. Let me know when you can see my screen.
No, it's audible, is visible.
Yeah, so we have Demandware e-commerce platform overview, which is about introduction and e-commerce and SFCC and MVC model. Then we have development process overview. What is cartridge directory structure, web tab directory, and development process. Then we have SFRA framework and what is SFRA, its architecture, that in depth. And then we have recap. We can have various, site assignments and all, provided you all have sandbox. Then what are the different types of ISML tags and in depth about ISML and what are custom preferences. Then we have content slots and content library. Then we have what are system objects and custom objects. And like catalog pricing and inventory, how to create a catalog pricing and inventory. Then about merchandising. Then all these pages and logic and maybe some code and custom changes to check. Then forms, what are SFCC forms? Then we have jobs and services in SFCC. What are the different type of how to create a customer group? How to, what are the different kind of customer group? Then all this are shopping cart and data and basically technical overflow. How to use SFCC debugger. And yeah, and pipelines is something that is obsolete. So we'll just give an overview on how it is.
And in training, there means recording session will be provided us for.
Yes, I think so. So this issue, can you please confirm on that?
Okay. Hi, Yogesh. We provide
Yes.
videos also. V-axis is given and drive.
Okay, good. Not issue. Just confirm about fee structures and just means we can understand all this.
Contact svtechsoft. Okay.
Okay. No. Okay. Got it.
Everyone we told that for sure.
On
Okay.
that there is number is mentioned here, so we can contact them. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Any doubt?
9394. Okay.
On this number 9394 117 119.
Okay, got it. Not it.
Hi Priya, Pradeep this side.
Yeah.
The topics which are in the course content, can we develop all things in free developer or we need a Commerce Cloud Sandbox?
Sorry.
The topics which are covered in the course content, can we develop all things in free developer or we need Commerce Cloud Sandbox for practice?
We need Commerce Cloud Sandbox.
Okay.
Any other question?
No, thank you.
Anyone else having any other question?
And any paid work provided by us from your side?
Sorry?
Paid work, job support, something like that.
No, I cannot provide you any paid work. Like, no, I cannot. I don't think so. Kishore also does that. Kishore, can you confirm? Like, if you have acquired, enough knowledge, so maybe Kishore can provide you some if he gets an opportunity. But that is still subject to opportunity arising, not completely 100% thing.
Okay. And last one question. Hello. The session was conducted by you or any other trainers? Yes, and, now you can intro given by you. So the session will be conducted by yourself or other trainers?
No, the session will be. You mean the coming sessions, right?
Yeah, means after suppose in case joining the courses, so the session will be conducted 1 month, right? So the regular session will be happening. So the further lecture you taken or any others, means any
No,
guys?
I'll be taking the sessions.
Okay, got it. Notice.
Yeah.
Hi, Priya.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Anil. I am
Hi, Anil.
new to for Salesforce and this Commerce Cloud something.
Okay.
So if I need to start, if I am to start from where I need to start? Like you said it's admin and development. Is this course is going to cover the admin part and admin part? These are the
This
two
course will
questions. which
cover both the parts. We'll cover both the parts as both go hand in SFCC. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll cover both the parts. Yeah. So initially what we are will be doing is, basically making you understand what is SFCC and, make some changes and assignments here and there. But as there will be more complex requirement, the more you have better logic and, the more you code in SFCC, you get a better understanding. So if you are very new to SFCC, you can still join the session and you'll understand from the scratch.
So here jQuery and what are the languages which you're using?
Like client
jQuery
side, we won't be handling client side right now. As a backend thing, we'll be looking into, like, because client side jQuery is similar to the jQuery language, but it's not anything that is limited to Salesforce Commerce Cloud. But we'll see what Salesforce API has to offer us, right? So we'll work on that. And I can show you about jQuery a little bit also as well, like, how these data are going to jQuery and what is happening there.
As I'm new to this technology, how can I get the job on this? Like directly,
Basically,
can go fresher or some any experience candidate.
if you are if you have once you get a little bit knowledge on SFCC, you can do some hands-on, and then you can, try for job outside. There's ample opportunity of SFCC developers, so you'll get a job easily. That is not the problem.
So for hands-on, is there any practice sandbox you're going to provide?
No, we don't provide any sandboxes. Like if you don't have sandbox, then I cannot help you in that case. But yeah.
Because as I said, I am new to this. I don't have any sandboxes, some other things where I can practice to get hands-on also.
Get an hands-on, I cannot help you exactly. Maybe you can look into your organization. They can provide you a sandbox if you're working in some organization.
Okay.
Hi Priya, last question.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, this course is cover B2B or B2C Commerce Cloud?
B2C Commerce Cloud, that is demand-based SFCC.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else having any other question?
So Priya, when this course is going to begin?
We can start this course next week, like on Monday.
Okay. And when we'll get to know the time schedule and all those things?
Once this is done, like how many people are joining and all this thing. So once all these things are done, so we'll communicate, and based on people's choice of joining as well, because it's not just me who has to look, it's you all also, because some of people might be working, some are maybe a student, so everyone has their own schedule. So we can communicate about what is the flexible time, so that chosen by most of the people.
Okay, and when you will say that about the fee structure and all those things?
You can discuss with Kishore and let you know.
Kishore, okay. He's in the meeting?
Yes.
Okay. Not given. Okay, you post this onto the group, right? When you are going to schedule the call for the batch.
Yes.
Okay, no issues.
Kishore is not there. Please contact to svtechsoft.
Kishore sir is not available. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So you all can, so someone with svtechsoft can, and you have this number right here in the screen, right? You can connect with this number.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, connotation. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you so much.